Now the search is on for the 2024 Donegal Rose, and Katie McAteer from Rathmullen was our ambassador in Tralee last year and has been the Donegal Rose for the past year, and now she's preparing to pass on the Donegal sash. And entries are already being submitted online at roseoftralee.ie. And delighted that Katie actually joins us now online. Katie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. You're joining us from London. That's your new base. Well, not new anymore, I suppose.
London. Yeah, well, almost a year, so still kind of new.
Yeah. And what is your work in London? What's your job?
I'm so I'm doing public relations for an agency that works with hotels and restaurants and some coffee and cupcake brands. So it's a bit of everything.
Okay. That is a mixed bag.
Yeah. It is a mixed bag. It's a nice change. So
because you used to work with Mary Crawford, I know, with the Right Angle here, and then just decided to spread your wings.
Yeah, and I loved the work with Mary. It was great, and I think the only thing I was missing was city life. So yeah, it was time to move over.
Well, if it's city life you want, no better place than London. What does your job entail?
A lot of just writing press releases, getting influencers and media to hotels and restaurants, sending out cupcakes, sending out coffee, all of that, events, different things going on. So
making noise for and on behalf of your customers.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Good at making noise.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Making making noise. It's getting them publicity, I suppose. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. And I think as well in London, like, it's completely different because there's so many brands and it's so big, and like it's a whole new challenge really. Like and I suppose more events kind of during the week and stuff. So it's a bit of everything, a bit of travel involved as well. So it's nice.
And when you say a bit of travel, that means you have to zip around London by tube.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Everyone thinks it's free, but I think it's just such a novelty because when you're at home and you're waiting on a bus every 3 hours, or you're on I think it's class. And then you see people running and there's like another one coming in 2 minutes. It's like so down.
Yeah. But you know, as you say, you know, when you come from Donegal, it is it's the novelty of it. But if you're born and raised in London, it's, you know, public transport is the norm.
Yeah, but in saying that, there's nothing like then going home and getting a break from it all and being on the beach and stuff. So it's nice to have it's nice as well not being too far away. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Absolutely. London a lot closer than it used to be. And just going back to the Rose of Tralee, so you're about to hand over your sash. And what sort of a year has it been as a Donegal Rose?
It's been class. Well, it's actually been 2 years, because what they're doing now is they're like giving some of the Rose centres, like they're doing it every second year, and the reason is so that everyone gets on TV. So my selection was actually in 2022. So it's been, this year's been a bit quieter, but the year before was just mad. It was class. Between the tour, the lead up to going to Tralee, we were in New York, we were in Philadelphia in the St. Patrick's Day parades, we were at Christmas markets in Germany, we were everywhere and anywhere doing things here and there. It was absolutely class. It was so good. It was a great experience.
So year one, it was full on. There was lots of things that that you were involved in. Year two, it sort of settled down a bit.
Explain. Year two. The good thing about year two was we all got to go back. So I think about 40 of us or something like that went back to Tralee then this year and just had the crack for the weekend.
Okay. So pressure was off.
Yeah.
Explain the 2-year thing to me again.
So they used to do it in a way that I think there was like 60 roses from all over, and only 32 or 33 would get on TV. So there would be 30 that would do all the tour and do everything, but then they wouldn't actually do the interview on TV and all of that bit, which is the part that most people know and most people see.
Yeah.
But actually, we were on a 10-day tour around like the south of Ireland for the lead up to going to Tralee. But I suppose the main part is like everyone does want to see their Rose or whoever on TV. So that's why they've divided it up now. So like Donegal's every second year, and it's an alternative years to I don't know, Mayo. So
okay. Spreading it out a bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
Spreading the love. And how was the whole experience down in Tralee? Because, you know, there's a lot of pressure attached to it. You have to appear on live TV on there with Dahi. Uh, So that's there's a certain amount of
There's
preparation and stuff has to go with that.
it's preparation. I think the good thing is the tour is so full on. Like we were in Wexford, Kildare, Dublin, Cork, obviously in Kerry. We were somewhere else, Waterford, Wicklow. I don't know, somewhere. I think we were in 7 different counties over the space of 10 days, and it's full on the whole time. So kind of by the time you get to Tralee, you've not even thought about the TV part. So it's like it all happens very quickly then at the end. But you get a lot of like face-to-face time with Dahi, getting to know him, he gets to know you. So you're kind of more relaxed then when it comes to going on stage and talking to him, and you can also, the great thing about it is like when I went on stage, I could see my whole family. Like it's not that big of a room. Like you can see everyone. It almost feels like you're just a lot more relaxed and stuff. So it's not as much pressure as you think. And it's a really, really enjoyable experience.
And it looks very big on TV.
Yeah, it does. It's completely deceiving, actually. But yeah, it's good. And you see all your flags, and then I kind of got I was like, oh God, because like you can see your face obviously everywhere, and you're a bit like, not today. Let me just chat.
And what about your escort? How did you get on with him?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the escorts are great crack, and the Donegal Rose Centre is actually looking for escorts as well. So,
all right, so escorts as well as potential roses.
Yeah, it's great. It's such good crack, honestly. There, like at the end of it all, there's 60 people that you don't know, and now you're in group chats with them, and you're traveling here with them and going there with them, and it's such a good way of meeting people. And I think as well, like one of the reasons I did it was after lockdown, you're kind of in a rut in your comfort zone and everything. And it's such a good way of getting out of your comfort zone, meeting new people. And it's almost like a bit of a like reboot, and like, oh my God, life is so exciting and there's so much to see and so much to do. And like visiting people in Philadelphia, or the New York Rose or Sydney Rose, like, and the Sydney Rose then when my sister moved to Sydney, bumped into her a week later. Like it's just, there's such a sense of community everywhere you go. It's class.
Well, some people can embrace that whole thing, and the busier the better, and time is flying, and you're meeting a lot of people, and I think you're one of those people, and so life in London and the job that you have in London, is obviously suiting you down to the ground.
Yeah, but it's funny then when you go to explain the Rose of Tralee to people. Like even today, I was like, oh, I need a few minutes to go and do an interview for this. And then they were like, what are you talking about? But then you explain that there's a London Rose and a Yorkshire Rose. And it's kind of like you're just explaining it as a celebration of Irish women. And that's exactly what it is. It is just class. It's so good.
Yeah. And life in London, I mean, you get, obviously, you get your time off, and you get to experience, a big city. So you've been, I imagine that, since you moved there, you've been doing a lot of the, kind of the touristy bits and seeing different boroughs in London and stuff.
Loads of the touristy bit, loads of the food markets. There's so many restaurants, bars, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So much walking, which I love. So it's lovely. And I live like in an area where there's loads of parks and stuff. So you don't always feel like you're kind of in the middle of it all the time. But then also a bit of Gaelic football over here as well. So
you still see you got to pick up your Gaelic football career over there.
Yeah.
Who are you playing with over there?
There's like 120 girls, I think, signed up for the team I play for.
Wow.
So it's a big difference from going to training in Milford with 7 girls, but that's because everyone's in London and Sydney. So it's good. It's a class way of getting to meet people as well. Because I mean, I've been lucky coming over here that I had friends and stuff, but it's a great way of kind of meeting more people and getting a sense.
Because was a time the only way that you got to meet the other Irish people was in the pub, but now,
Yeah, well, there's that as well. Like, there's that as well, but. Yeah,
but you don't have to rely on that, No,
you don't have to rely on the pub.
Playing
football is a great revelation, actually.
Great, yeah. Okay, and what about connections with home? Because I know you're very hands-on with the Rathmullen Film Festival and used to help out. Are you able to help from remotely or? Yeah.
We're actually working on it at the minute. So there's 2 film challenges happening. If anyone wants to go down that road and apply for that. So just check out rathmullenfilmfest.ie and so I'm able to help out remotely, which is class. It's so nice to have a connection and and then also when I was home I was helping out in our family pub in the White Hart. So it's a bit of
is it
too
true?
far away.
Is it true that you've become something of a wine expert?
Well, yeah, I was working in wine PR up until Christmas, and you know what? I loved it. But then it's one of those things where, you know, when you really enjoy a glass of wine and you don't want it to be your job as well. So I would not wine expert. I passed an exam. That's good going. But
in comparison to the likes of me, you are an expert now. Then.
Oh, well, yeah. Then I suppose.
So
Yeah.
So that means that when you sit down now for a bite to eat, and you know, and the subject of wine comes up, you know, all heads turn to you. Oh, Katie, you'll know what works here.
Yeah, but then it's one of those things where it's like I'm not working, so you can pick. I'm not a decision maker like that. I hate it. It's the same as, you know, when you're asked to play music for The Office or something. It's just like not spicy. No way.
Well, listen, continued success, and just to remind people, if there's anyone interested in going forward for the Rose, that they can apply online.
Yeah, so apply on therosedigitally.ie. If you have any questions, just message Donegal Rose Centre on social media. And yeah, it's class. You do need a sponsor, a business sponsor as well, but mine was from Hala House, so just reach out to someone that you know. And yeah, it'll be a great night on the 13th of April. So it'll be class. Okay,
that's when the Donegal Rose is selected. Yeah, okay. And you just have to be over 18 and under 30.
Yeah, between 18 and I think it's 30 before September.
Okay.
Between 18 and 30. Yeah, but all of the details are on the Rose Digitally website.
Very good. Well, listen, continued success, Katie, and maybe we'll bump into you on one of your trips home, maybe around about the time of the film festival. But in the meantime, great to talk to you. Continued success over in London.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
Bye-bye.
Bye.